The arena feels different when a man like Naoya Inoue walks toward the ring. There is a cold stillness in the air, a collective awareness that the fighter approaching is not simply an athlete but a weapon sharpened by discipline, vengeance, and destiny. His expression never changes. His gait is controlled. Yet something burns beneath the surface, something ancient, something dangerous. This is the man they call the monster, a fighter whose fists carry the fury of a samurai and the precision of a surgeon. And tonight, as with so many nights before, Inoue enters the ring not just to win but to settle a score that cuts deeper than any championship belt. The conflict began long before the opening bell. During a gym session ahead of one of the biggest fights of his career, Emmanuel Rodriguez's coach committed a dishonorable act that ignited a fire in Inoue's heart. Without provocation, he shoved Inoue's father, disrespecting not only a man but a legacy, a tradition, and a lineage. In Japanese culture, such an insult is profound. It is an attack on pride and family, something no warrior takes lightly. Inoue didn't respond with words. He didn't shout or push back. Instead, he made a silent vow. The repayment would come in the ring through destruction so complete that it would echo across the boxing world. When fight night arrived, you could see it in his eyes. Inoue wasn't entering the ring for titles, although 2 prestigious belts were on the line. He stepped in as an executioner carrying out a sentence. From the opening seconds, his punches came with a different kind of weight, sharp and violent, like strikes meant to carve away dishonor itself. Rodriguez, undefeated and confident, tried to stand his ground. But the monster was not offering a fight. He was delivering punishment. A body shot ripped into Rodriguez like a blade. A sharp combination sent him collapsing for the first knockdown of his career. And when he staggered up, dazed and half-conscious, Inoue followed with a final strike that erased his senses completely. Rodriguez crumbled, and in that collapse, the insult against Inoue's family was avenged. The belts belonged to him. The respect belonged to him. The night belonged to him. But vengeance was only one chapter in the monster's legacy. Fighters kept stepping forward, convinced they were different, convinced they could solve the puzzle of a man who rarely even breaks a sweat. One such man was Jamie McDonnell, a seasoned champion with decades of experience and a reputation for iron durability. He believed that his size, his confidence, and his European grit would give him an edge against the Japanese phenom. His words before the fight revealed the arrogance of a man who had never felt what a true knockout artist could unleash. Inoue didn't waste time reminding him. The moment the bell rang, McDonnell found himself drowning under a tide of jabs, hooks, and perfectly placed body shots. His defense crumbled, his legs betrayed him, and in just one round, a champion who had never been knocked out was left in ruins. Inoue stood over him, silent as always, letting the destruction speak for itself. Then came Antonio Nieves, a fighter who carried himself like a cold, calculating predator. He studied Inoue, dismissed his achievements, and claimed the young Japanese star had never faced a real threat. Nieves believed experience would prevail. He believed the monster would finally be exposed. But in the ring, belief dies quickly. Nieves threw confident early shots, but Inoue weathered them, analyzed them, then dismantled the man throwing them. It started with pressure. Then came the body work, unrelenting and precise, each punch cracking into Nieves with the cruelty of a hammer. Finally, a devastating liver shot folded him like paper. He tried to rise. He failed. And before the beating could continue, Nieves's own corner intervened, unwilling to watch their fighter be completely erased by the monster's wrath. But even these victories pale in comparison to the moments when opponents dared to mock Inoue directly. Early in his career, he faced Warito Penis, a fighter overflowing with ego, strutting around the ring like he owned it. Penis believed youth made Inoue vulnerable. He believed he could intimidate him. He believed wrong. Instead of being rattled, Inoue let the taunts accumulate like fuel. And when the time came to strike, his retaliation was savage and immediate. A perfectly timed punch dropped Penis as if the strings of a puppet had been cut. The humiliation should have ended there, but Penis continued taunting, stumbling around with arrogance even as his defeat loomed. Inoue responded the only way a samurai knows how, with relentless, merciless precision. Blow after blow dismantled the showboater until the referee finally stepped in, ending the spectacle before the damage became irreversible. Not long after came Patcharan CP Freshmart, a Thai fighter known for his toughness and his refusal to yield. But toughness without power is just a target waiting to be hit. From the first exchange, Inoue carved into him with punches that echoed through the arena. Patcharan tried to taunt him, raising his chin, mocking the violence raining down upon him. But Inoue did not tolerate disrespect. He melted Patron's resolve piece by piece, his fists delivering judgment with every strike. When the final blow landed, Patron collapsed in a heap, his body swaying like a man disconnected from reality. It was a knockout that showcased not only Inoue's frightening strength but his artistic brutality. This was not a fight. It was a masterpiece of controlled demolition. One by one, loudmouths, egotists, champions, and doubters entered the ring with him. One by one they fell. Not because they lacked talent. Not because they lacked heart. They fell because Inoue is something boxing rarely produces. A fighter who carries both the spirit of a warrior and the genius of a destroyer. He fights with purpose. He fights with precision. He fights with a fury that cannot be taught. And above all, he fights with honor. As highlight after highlight rolls across the screen, as slow motion captures the violent poetry of his punches, as replay after replay shows opponents collapsing under his power, one truth becomes unavoidable. Naoya Inoue is not simply winning fights. He is defining an era. And now the question becomes yours. Do you believe any fighter in the modern landscape can truly challenge the monster, or are we witnessing the rise of an unstoppable legend in real time? Share your thoughts below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of elite boxing, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another story.